So let's just settle in to a nice, comfortable seated posture. And let me just... And imagine your feet are flat on the floor. Just want to make sure everyone can hear me okay, that the sound is okay. Does it sound good? Okay, thanks, Michael. Thanks, T. All right, you guys. If you could, everyone go ahead and mute themselves, that'd be great too. Thank you. Oh, I just want to let you know we are missing one person because she wrote to me, Amy Katy. She wrote and said she wasn't feeling very well, so that's why she's not here. So I just wanted to let you guys know, and I'll write to her as well. All right, so glad you could make it, Mary, and have your knees about a hip's width apart, shoulders aligned with your hips, and have your hands just comfortably resting in your lap. And try and align your ears with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is this beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So imagine you're lengthening your spine. And now go to the crown of the head and just relax your scalp. And you might feel some sensation there. And just release any tension around your scalp, around your face and your body. So just go all the way down. Just very quickly go through and relax the body. Let any tension of the day, for those of us here in the US, just let it go. And then be aware of sounds in your environment, trying not to follow the sounds with your mind. And then just notice, very briefly what's arising in your mind at the end of your day. For Shrey, it's the beginning of his day. So whatever's in your mind right now, whatever time zone you're in, just allow the thoughts to arise. Put some space in between the thoughts. Maybe breathe around the thoughts. And then bring to mind the people of your life, your loved ones, or strangers, the ones you're not so fond of. And just, bear in mind that these relationships are interchangeable due to impermanence, due to our karma. And these people, however you view them, they're all equal. They're just like all of us here. They just want to be happy. They don't want to suffer. And they all have this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so we can change that by creating positivity instead. So we start with this power of regret, not guilt, regret. It's like a very adult kind of taking responsibility. And it implies that we want to do something about it, which is where the power of resolve comes in at the end of the practice. So we regret sincerely from the depths of our heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we will experience. We know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So we think, I regret from the depths of my heart, having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering, I'm sick of suffering, and also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, so, okay, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance. So the first section of this is refuge. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has these methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need a Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, and you can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. So imagine however it is you're turning up this evening, this morning, this afternoon, it's all good. It's just exactly as you are is all fine. Has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart. The left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right holds a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So we have also under reliance, a section of compassion. So compassion really is just a wish for people to be free from suffering. And in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think in particular of people maybe you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them sometime in the future. So we have a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to this power of remedy. And the power of remedy is actually the practice of this purification. So we have a visualization and mantra recitation. We start with the body, and imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with this body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramami Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next is this purification of your speech. So now imagine Vajrasattva very happily sending powerful nectar from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown. And just imagine it pours into you and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Drita Meboa Sutukaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. And that includes yourself. And next is this purification of our mind. And imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra. And this arcs around and it enters your crown and fills your entire being. So, you imagine you walk into a room, it's pitch black, and you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachments, neediness, bitterness, grudges, jealousy, disappointments, all of this depression, anxiety, instantly dispelled, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan, sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hompe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya, Vajrasattva dina patita, trida me boa, situkaya me boa, sipokaya me boa, anurakta me boa, sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of our body, speech and mind. And this time imagine Vajrasattva sending light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Trida Mebowa Situkaya Mebowa Sipokaya Mebowa Anurakta Mebowa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A hom, pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And so now we come to, to the back of the power of regret. This is the power of resolve. So now we decide, just decide, I want to refrain from harming. I mean, it's so simple. And then everything falls into place from there. So this determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind becomes like guardrails. So it's an aspiration and becomes like a beacon that guides your body and your speech and your mind in new directions. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche used to talk about everything being existing on the tip of the wishes. So first of all, just rejoice in your efforts for coming along tonight. And I always think of you people on the East Coast here in the US. It's so late. So I really rejoice in your efforts for coming along. And also Shrey, he's the other end of the scale, early in the morning. And then, so for everybody, wherever you are, just rejoice in your effort for making time in your day, in your evening, in your morning. And then think about something you've been working on, something you'd like to work on. It could be something you're worrying about. It could be, you have a habit to swat flies or mosquitoes or kill little tiny bugs. I mean, whatever it is that you've been working on, maybe think about that, and that'll be something for you to contemplate, meditate on over the weekend. So this determination to refrain from harming gives us strength, gives us focus. So Vajrasattva very delighted. He's very delighted. He wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think, my teacher's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same. So next, Lama Zopa Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment, even if it's just the word. So we can think of all phenomena, all things, as being empty. And that's not nothing. It's not empty like, I've got an empty glass. It's just they don't exist from their own side, and they don't exist the way we think they do. They don't necessarily exist the way we view them or see them or think about them. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do our chanting the names of Manjushri for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. My screen is not moving here. Where are we up to? The non-underlined ones? Which one?
Starting 83, 45.
Huh? Oh, okay. With rich enjoyments filling all of space, the knowledge ocean of omniscient beings, while smashing through the shell of ignorance and breaking through the cage of cyclic life, the thorough queller of intense affliction, arriving at samsara's opposite shore, his crown the crown of wisdom, consecration, his ornaments comprising perfect Buddhas, the soother of the pain of threefold pain, the ender of the trio ending free, arriving at the threefold liberation completely free of every obscuration, having achieved a quality sky-like. Okay, so let's just dedicate for a long life of His Holiness Dalai Lama, for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for all of our own individual teachers. Did we lose T? Oh no, there you are. You moved up to the top. Everybody's picture's moving around. All right, everybody. Michael, thank you so much for hosting. Lots of love, everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. And I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Okay. Lots of love, everyone. Sweet dreams.
Thank you, Katy.